While we're on Gaza, I did think we should make mention of this. Israel just had a birthday. And AIPAC made sure to commemorate the 77th anniversary of the proclamation of the State of Israel. 77 years ago today, this was back on May 14th, the modern State of Israel was born. Thank you to Democrats and Republicans in Congress who stand with our ally and work to strengthen the U.S.-Israel relationship. So we're going to play some of this video here. So YouTube has this cool new tool where if they detect copyrighted music, they can filter it out for you so you don't get in trouble with the copyright people, which they did for this. So let's take a little bit of a look at this.
The 77th Independence Day. Today we celebrate the 77th Independence Day of Israel, our closest friend and ally in the Middle East.
Just here want to acknowledge and salute and celebrate Israel's 77th year.
I'm proud to congratulate Israel on 77 years of independence.
Something missing from this video, it seems. Oh yeah, AIPAC Tracker took care of this for us. So AIPAC Tracker fixed this video up a little bit. They added context, as we say in the social media world. They added important context to this video by slapping the number of dollars that each of these politicians, both Democrat and Republican, received from AIPAC. So now this, I feel, is a bit more complete. Let's take a look at this now in its entirety.
The 77th Independence Day of Israel, our closest friend and ally in the Middle East.
Just here want to acknowledge and salute and celebrate Israel's 77th year.
I'm proud to congratulate Israel on 77 years of independence.
Wow.
77 years of resilience.
Happy birthday, Israel. Happy Independence Day.
Happy Independence Day.
More money.
77 years ago, Jewish leaders signed Israel's Declaration of Independence.
America was the first country to recognize Israel as an independent state.
The generation of 1948 fought for and secured Israel's independence with blood, sweat, and tears.
With blood? Whose blood? Whose blood, I wonder. We'll take a little bit of a look at that in a minute.
This milestone is a testament to the resilience and the enduring spirit of the Israeli people.
The things you've been through, 48, War for Independence, 67, 73, and of course a year and a half ago.
He's got work to do.
I fully support Israel's right to defend itself against these terrorists and their backers.
He works cheap.
This is the second year in a row that not all Israelis are able to celebrate their Independence Day.
It's past time to bring the rest of
456. No, most of the Democrats take more money from Israel because it's harder for them to justify supporting a racist apartheid state to their base than it is for the Republicans to do so to theirs. So it takes more money. They have to grease them a little bit more.
You got,
hostages home and restore peace to the region.
We refuse to sit idly by while they suffer.
The United States and Israel have a binding, ironclad partnership.
A strong bipartisan majority of the United States Congress
you're that old. You're not
stand
scared of that
firmly
hell and
with
stuff?
our ally Israel.
It's a win-win relationship.
We must continue to
1.3
build
million.
support for the relationship that transcends politics.
It is a bond rooted in our shared
1.8
values
million
of
for
liberty,
Steny Hoyer.
Commitment to
Wow.
religious freedom and the inherent respect for human life.
Please join me
Respect
in
for human
standing
life.
for Israel, for freedom, for peace.
A strong, vibrant, powerful Israel is essential for the world.
May our friendship continue to grow long into the future.
We are in this together.
Fast friends between Israel and America.
Happy Independence Day.
Happy birthday.
I'm Israel. I
Really appreciate all that y'all do.
Happy Independence Day. Happy birthday. They put that out last week. As one of the most intense bombardments of Gaza began since October 7th. So they are, of course, memorializing the creation of Israel. May 14th, 1948, David Ben-Gurion, the head of the Jewish Agency, proclaimed the establishment of the State of Israel. U.S. President Harry Truman recognized the new nation on the same day. This was the day before the expiration of the British Mandate, which meant the next day would be May 15th. That would be the Nakba Day. Middle East Eye breaks down the ethnic cleansing of Palestine in 1948, which continues to define events in Israel-Palestine today. So just understand, all of those politicians, when they're wishing Israel a happy birthday, they are fondly remembering this, what we are about to show you. Each year on May 15th, millions mark the Nakba, or catastrophe, which refers to the ethnic cleansing of Palestine by Zionist militias to make way for the creation of Israel in 1948. In a premeditated military campaign, Zionist forces killed thousands of Palestinians, destroyed hundreds of villages, and forcibly expelled 80% of the Palestinian population from their homeland. Pardon me. After more than a year of relentless violence, the newly created State of Israel captured 78% of historic Palestine. The remaining 22%, the West Bank and the Gaza Strip, were occupied by Israel 19 years later and remain under Israeli military rule. So the aftermath of the Nakba, 30-plus massacres committed, 13,000 Palestinians killed, 530 villages destroyed, 750,000 people forcibly displaced. Israel declared on 78% of historic Palestine. That is what these people are commemorating. That is what they are celebrating when they say happy birthday, Israel. On top of that, we see a scene from just this week, eerily reminiscent of the images that you see on Nakba Day. This is silent for copyright purposes once again, but this looks like the Nakba never ended, as a lot of people often say. So this is going on this week. This is a Nakba happening right now. And once again, this is what almost every politician at the federal level in your country celebrates. They say happy birthday, Israel. That is what they are commemorating. And so, that kind of puts things in a bit of perspective. We've been covering the white South African refugee program and the racial antagonism.
Those poor people.
Yeah, the rank racial antagonism that the Trump administration is participating in right now. Talks of a white genocide in South Africa. Despite a white genocide going on, only 59 people took advantage of the opportunity to flee. And as you saw in those videos, a lot of those people were families, fairly large families. So overall, you have about 10 households, 10 to 12 households full of people. Clearly, that was done for the purpose of racial antagonism, making a point that, hey, we're here to stick up for the white people of the world. I find it to be a really disgusting gesture that is meant, like I said, to drive a wedge between white people and other peoples of the world. But when you look at this, when you look at how politicians of all colors, of both political parties, can record a video commemorating Israeli Independence Day, you see how, yes, Donald Trump really, pours salt on a lot of racial wounds. But at the end of the day, these people are all fucking racists for hire. That's what this is. This is just rank racism. This reminds me so much of when I found out that my kindergarten teacher was married to this arch conservative. Because I remember my kindergarten teacher reading us books about Martin Luther King when we were 5 or 6 years old. And then 10 years later, I found out she's married to this politician who would probably spit on Martin Luther King's feet if he ever met him. And I'm like, you know what? You can present so much as one thing and be the exact opposite. That's what all these people are. Kristen Gillibrand recording a video. Happy Independence Day, Israel. Big lib, anti-racist Kristen Gillibrand. Doing this, celebrating the forcible displacement and mass murder of Arab people for the purpose of establishing a European colony in the Middle East. These people are now going to lecture you about racism. That's what jumps out to me about that, is just how this runs so deep. It just runs so deep. And it's a real force to be reckoned with, obviously. You saw those dollar figures. You saw the incredible amount of money. And that's step one, is bribery. People who don't get bribed get blackmailed. The people who can't be blackmailed, well, you fill in the blank for the rest. That's the level of control that is exerted upon these people. And it's just, that puts it all in perspective right there. Happy birthday, Israel. Happy birthday, Israel. On this week, they killed 464 Palestinians in the last 5 days, and they're wishing them a happy birthday.
Right. Yeah, they really don't care. This is how beyond any illusion of democracy we are. This is a deeply unpopular cause at this point.
Right.
If you were worried about the popular will, you would never go on record saying something like that. You wouldn't make a tape like that. The people don't run things. The lobbyists do. The corporations do. We're incidental. And yeah, from the Democrats, it's particularly stomach churning because these are the same people who have been lecturing you about raising an anti-racist baby.
Right. Exactly. Yep.
And yep, when the rubber meets the road, they're worried about white Ukrainians. They're worried about white coded Jews, and these are the people who could lay out for you the whole theory of settler colonialism.
Right.
But they need that as a deflection. This is where, with some ideas that you see come from Black conservatives, I'm sympathetic to a lot of those ideas because they are articulating something that certainly the Congressional Black Caucus are not going to tell you. Yeah, the Democratic Party used Black and brown people as props to deflect from their actual economic agenda, which tends to be extremely damaging to that community. Now, real Black leftists, obviously, will talk about this, but those voices are shut out of the conversation. That you would think that all the Black leadership is on board with the Democratic Party, has no real criticism of it, because those are the only people who are elevated to go in front of the cameras.
Hey, thanks for watching our video. We're currently raising money to produce our documentary film on the Uhuru movement. Go to givesendgo.com/do dissidents to chip in.
Every dollar you give goes towards the project. We do not take any kind of salary on these. We mostly live on Gatorade when we're on the road, so even solid food is iffy, just enough to get by. But we do not take any pay for this. Every dollar actually goes into what we need to shoot the project. The Uhuru movement is a subject that really deserves more exposure. Everybody heard about it through the court case, and that was an important thing to elevate. But they've done incredible community work demonstrating a different way that is socialist and not dependent on the government at the same time, which a lot of people don't even realize that still exists in the tradition of the Black Panther food and education programs. And to show there is such a strong community like that with such strong leadership is really important, particularly at this historical moment.
Yeah, so we're really excited about doing the project, but we need your help. So go to givesendgo.com/do dissidents to chip in. Thanks very much for your support.
Please clap.